I am very disappointed, and I'm going to let it all out in this podcast. I'm going to say a lot of things that people are not going to like to hear. But all those channels that peddle this CPS lie about Shanann, all of them, in my opinion, should be shut down. It's very sad that 4 years on, there has been absolutely no progress in terms of a court case, in terms of getting those channels, all the channels that you know that I'm talking about, that peddle lies about Shanann, that peddle conspiracy theories. It's very sad that none of those channels have been shut down, and the only penalty for those channels has been that their ads have been taken away. That's the only penalty, but they're still making money through super chats and Patreon and PayPal and all that kind of stuff. And I have no problems with channels making money as long as these channels tell the truth. Now, I've not been feeling very well lately. I don't know what's going on, but I love soup. I love soup, and I've made every kind of soup that you could possibly think of, many different varieties. And I find it interesting that soup woman, who, if I didn't know any better, I would think that she was Miss Mensa in disguise. I don't think she's Miss Mensa in disguise, because she and Miss Mensa had a dispute. But she's peddling almost exactly the same theories that Miss Mensa has been peddling for years. It's almost like this soup lady has been going to Miss Mensa's channel, listening to her, and basically reenacting in words exactly what Miss Mensa has been saying for many years, which I think really, really irritates Miss Mensa, because Miss Mensa has gotten a lot of ridicule and criticism over her theories, while Soup, it's almost like Soup has taken her theories and is getting all the credit for Miss Mensa's work. So I can understand why Miss Mensa would be very irritated by that, despite the fact that I'm appalled with the things that Miss Mensa says on her channel. And I'm appalled that AD and the other channels are still allowed to have channels while peddling lies about a CPS case against Shanann that doesn't exist. There is no proof whatsoever in writing or by any legal authority that there was a CPS case against Shanann. It's a theory that people are putting out there to tarnish Shanann's reputation. That's all it is. It's a theory that is being peddled to tarnish Shanann's reputation. There's no merit in it. There's no truth in it. There's no proof that there was a CPS case against Shanann. And furthermore, if she wasn't allowed to be alone with her children, she would not have been allowed to take them out of state for 5 weeks, which she did. Every one of those channels that lie about Shanann, that make up conspiracy theories, I want them all shut down. And I'm not even going to pretend that I don't want them shut down immediately. I think they should all be shut down. Why they're still around is beyond my comprehension. And that's what I'm saying. There's been no progress in getting those channels shut down. Even with Critical K, she had her channel taken down and she's come back as if she was never gone. So I'm very, very disappointed. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm a Rusek supporter. Nope, I'm a supporter of truth. That's what I'm a supporter of. And these channels who continue to make money peddling lies, it really, 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 really turns my stomach. And the channels that I want to be taken down are all the channels that I've been talking about lately. I think they should all be taken down. And the backlash that I'm going to receive, likely going to receive from this podcast, is fine with me, because I've had enough of the lies. I really have. I've had enough of these channels getting away with it. I've had enough of people making claims about a victim without providing any proof. Now, I get a lot of nasty comments from the other side. I get a lot of his subs coming to my channel, leaving all kinds of nasty comments. And it's his fault for riling his subs up and manipulating them. And like I said, I think his channel should be taken down as well. And I have no problem in saying that. I'm disgusted with what he's trying to peddle, how he continues to taunt the family. But this is just one comment, one example of the type of comments that I get from people coming from the other side. Did you know SW put her kids to bed at 6 p.m. every night with Tylenol, BM plus Benadryl in a room with blacked out windows using the cry it out method to put them to sleep, as well as installing special locks on the outside of the girl's bedroom door so they couldn't get out, and she was the only one with the key when she was there, of course. And other disgusting things that I cannot read. She used cutting Bella's hair as a punishment. They were clearly malnourished and blah, 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 blah. These are just some examples of the comments I get about Shanann, because people think that I'm a Ruzek supporter and they think that I'm a Shiner, which I'm not. I see a lot of flaws in Shanann watching her videos. And in fact, some of the early videos that a certain channel did, I thought really highlighted some of the imbalances in the relationship with Chris and Shanann. But that person went too far for views and clicks, and now is just seeking to degrade the victim. I see a lot of flaws in Shanann. I've never said that she was a saint. I've never said that she was perfect. I don't think she was. I think she was a mother who loved her children, and she was imperfect. And I think she's a victim. Without question, she's a victim, and she continues to be victimized 4 years after her death, and nothing has been done to stop it. Nothing. So I'm starting to get very, very angry, and I don't believe that there has been any progress made in getting these channels shut down and stopping the re-victimization of a woman that should be resting in peace. Yesterday, I had to block a woman who continued consistently to write comments on my channel. She would write basically long paragraphs that went on and on and on my channel, ridiculing me because I didn't see things from the other side's point of view. And the comment was full of spelling mistakes. It's almost like the person didn't know how to write English properly, that she, was a foreigner. And I've removed her comments and deleted them. And yet she still continued to write comments on my channel, on other videos, trying to get my attention and trying to get me to respond. I finally blocked the lady, and she's coming from the other side. Just had enough of her comments. So anyone who thinks they're going to leave comments on my channel that try to degrade or humiliate me, it's not going to work. All that's going to happen is I'm going to more than likely delete your comment and you're going to be blocked. There are times when I leave comments up that are opposed to my views, because I think that, sometimes if the comment isn't too degrading, there are times when I'll leave comments up that are opposed to my own views. I don't expect everyone to agree with everything I say completely. But anyone who thinks that they're going to leave nasty comments and I'm going to leave them up for your satisfaction, you've got another thing coming. More than likely, you're going to be deleted and blocked. So anyway, this is a comment that I've gotten from this person quite a few times, who is a supporter of the other side. Shanann wouldn't have even allowed you in her home or befriended you at all. She was racist towards African Americans. I'm not African American, I'm Jamaican, but I understand what the person's trying to say. So because I'm black and I see, people see me as a Shanann supporter or a Ruzek supporter, they're using that to say that Shanann was racist. This is how far it's gone. There's been no progress whatsoever. There's been a digression. And these channels that are Watts fan channels, this is what I call them. They're Watts fan channels who support Chris Watts and who hail him and have sympathy for him, and who, those channels that degrade Shanann and have sympathy for Chris Watts, they are helping to incite the hatred against a victim. And that's why I want them shut down. That's ultimately why I want them all shut down. But it's not happening fast enough. And I'm very, very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the lack of progress that has been made in getting those channels shut down. I want them all down. I'm not impressed anymore. I'm not impressed. And I think every single one of those channels should be shut down. It's okay if they want to have their theories. It's okay if they want to have their beliefs. But they should take their beliefs and put it somewhere else. It shouldn't be on YouTube. Their rhetoric shouldn't be on YouTube. Their lies should not be allowed to be on YouTube. So I don't know if Shanann was racist or not. What I do know is that every time I ask people who accuse her of terrible things to provide proof, they can never provide the proof because there is no proof. What I do know is that if Chris Watts was a black man, if he was African American, none of these channels who show sympathy towards him and hail him as this great person and this hard worker, none of those channels who support Chris Watts would be supporting him if he was African American. He would just be the African American or the black guy who harmed his white wife. I'd rather use that word. Let's be real. Let's be honest. If Chris Watts was African American, not only would he probably be on death row, but no one would be showing any sympathy for him. No one would be picking apart Shanann's personality. So he definitely benefits from white privilege, even though he's locked up. Because if Chris Watts was African American or black, no one would be showing any sympathy for him. So as far as I'm concerned, the one who sits in the car and the other 3 channels, they should all be shut down. Because we all know if Chris Watts was a black man, none of those channels would be showing any sympathy towards him whatsoever. He would just be a monster, which he is, but he gets a pass because he was a white suburban guy who didn't have a criminal record, who had a 9-to-5 job. I think there's this myth that people who work or have a 9-to-5 job, that makes them a good person. Well, I can tell you that is not the case. There are men in my family, uncles that I have, for example, who have good jobs that are not good people. So this myth that because Chris Watts had a good job made him a good person and that he wasn't capable of doing this is nonsense. Now, I'm not a fan of MLMs at all. But that doesn't mean that Shanann deserved what happened to her. I see a lot of flaws in Shanann. Yes, I do. But that doesn't mean that she deserved what happened to her.